I want to begin these videos about Chapter 5 talking generally about the method of proof introduced in Chapter 5 involving the rules of not in and not out. That method of proof relies on a linchpin concept, the concept of a contradiction. A contradiction is a conjunction of two statements. First, an affirmative statement, and second, the denial of that same affirmative statement. Since conjunctions are only true when both conjuncts are true, and since the right conjunct is the denial of the left conjunct, if the left conjunct is true, then its denial is false. And the conjunction of a truth and a falsehood is always a falsehood. Conjunctions are only true when both conjuncts are true. So the idea of the reductio method is to assume that some statement is true some statement P, suppose, in order to show that if P is true, we can derive from that the truth of what I'll call a standard form contradiction, some conjunction of a statement and its denial. Standard form means the affirmation comes before the negation. If we can show that assuming P to be true implies the truth of a contradiction, a statement that can never be true, that's logically necessarily false. If P implies some contradiction, then P can't be true. That's the rule of not in. So we'll use the general method of reductio and the variation on that method, what I call the reductio variant, to prove statements by assuming that their contradictory is true, and deriving from that assumption plus whatever premises that a contradiction is true, and thus the assumption we began with is false. That's the broad idea. Now we'll look at two different proofs. The first one of a simple, so to speak, reductio, and the second one, the more complex reductio variant strategy, by way of broadly introducing this proof method.